Hi everyone, Linda here. It's time for the art card kit swap over at Your Paper Pantry. This month what I want to do is I was visiting a friend and she had some of her Yupo paper out, and I haven't used mine in a long time, and I thought, well, I'm going to use that this month for my background. And these are a couple of them that I have done. And this is kind of the way I wanted mine to look when it's finished. So I'm just going to show you how I get started with that. I have some Adirondack alcohol ink, and this is the Yupo paper, or Yupo paper. And you just take and make drips with the ink. And there's lots of videos on how to do this, and you can take a brush and move it around if you want. If you want to move it around, you're probably going to need to use the alcohol blending solution. And if it sounds like I'm talking funny, I'm going through treatment right now for TMJ, and I have 2 different appliances in my mouth and it's a little hard to talk. I like the way the alcohol ink runs into the other one. So I just make sheets of paper like this and then cut it up, but I just keep adding color to it. What color didn't I add? Oh, I know I went. So I'm filling up spaces, and you don't have to fill up all the spaces with this, but what's really fun is to take it and go back in on top of the other ones and have it make something new because the colors will mix. And this one has a lot of dark in it because I kept putting more and more on, so this is kind of like big puddles, and then this one is more even, less inks. Like right here is a really big puddle of ink. Well, it's already yellow. Okay, let's see. I think I want more purple in it. And this purple's called Purple Twilight. I like my whole sheet covered, but you don't have to do it that way. Another fun thing to do with this is when you take the blending solution and you put it in a couple of spots, and then you tip it, and it gets the colors to run like that. You get all kinds of really fun lines in it and designs. And the more designs, I think, the more fun it is, but they're just both so pretty. So here's 2 that I have done and ready to cut up, and you can see how it's always so different, which makes it really a lot of fun. Okay, so then what you can do is take the blending solution and go in and do other things. I was watching another video today that they took foil paper and put it over just before it gets completely dry, because it'll be kind of tacky, and just before it's completely dry, and they put the deco foil over it, and I picked the tacky part will pick up the foil, and that's kind of like these spots. but I don't have the right kind of oil. So this is just a blending solution. So what this does is kind of lifts it and moves it a little bit more. And I could take a brush, and put the blending solution on here and then just kind of tap it and get some reaction. I don't know if you can see those little blossoms that are coming, but it's just like really fun because it's always going to be different. You can't really, there's not a lot of control you can have over it. So you can see how just really different it can be. And then I'm going to cut these into 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 so that I can use them as bases for my artist trading cards. I think I want to put another color right in here that got kind of heavy. This is, I don't think I use this one. This is red chili pepper. Okay, so then I'll have to let that dry before I cut it into the 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And the reason I did that is because the finished card is going to be 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, which will be the base. And then what I did for this one, and I'm not going to do it to all of them, but this is a creative idea that you can have, is all these different spaces. Like on this one, I just took a black Sharpie and drew different designs in it, and I love the way that turns out. And this one, these black lines are just from the pooling of the ink where it got really thick. So I didn't draw those separations in. So you'll get a card in your kit like this. You'll get a base card like this. Then what I'm going to put in the kit is the word create, because these are quite the creations. I'm going to put a little bit of bling in there because that just is fun. And that's the idea of an artist trading card. It usually has a word or words, a base. I'm going to put a little butterfly or something in there, and then some more bling. So you can take the bling and stuff and use that on your card. Let's move this out of the way. On your card like that. Or if you don't want to draw on the card, you can take and go like this. Now, I just think about different Zentangle strokes that I did to do that. Or you can just go like this and make it the way you want to. So the idea of the card is to make it the way you'd like. So I like it both ways. I think both of them are really quite pretty. And these two cards are the ones I didn't like the way they turned out. I love the way these two turned out. But so I used them for me, and it turns out that I really liked them in the end. So you can do it this way or that way or whatever way you want, but you'll get all these little pieces in your kit. So I hope you'll head over to Your Paper Pantry and join the fun. Your Paper Pantry is a Ning site. It's only $1 a month or $12 a year. There's lots of swaps and challenges, and the reason I like to do this kit is because you can make it the way you want it, and then it becomes your piece of art that you can use in other swaps. So head on over to Your Paper Pantry. I'd love to have you join the swap. I limit it to 10 people, so you would make 10 and send 9, but the past few months we've only had 2 or 3 people, so you'd only make, if there was 4 people in the swap, you'd make 4 and send me 3 and keep 1 for yourself. I hope I'll see you at your paper pantry. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.